Hi, in this video, let us try to solve a problem called carpooling. You will be provided with a vehicle and you are supposed to see whether the given trips can be completed or not by using that vehicle with a maximum capacity of passengers. Here is the problem statement. You are given with a vehicle which has some maximum capacity for the passengers it can accommodate, and vehicle will be going only in each direction and no turnarounds. You are given with a list of trips with each trip having 3 bits of information. First is the number of passengers it has to pick up. Second is the starting location of the trip given in terms of kilometers from the initial position. And the third is ending location of the trip, which is also given in terms of kilometers from initial position. We have to return true if and only if we are able to complete all the trips by picking up the passengers of each trip from their starting location and dropping them in their ending location. If we are not able to complete even a single trip, we have to return false. Let us try to understand these examples visually. To understand the examples, let us assume this is our road where my vehicle is going in the east direction and my road is pointed with kilometers like 1, 2, 3 like that. In the first example, I have two trips. First trip is starting at kilometer 1, ending at kilometer 5 with two passengers, like from here to here, two passengers. And second trip between 3 and 7 with three passengers, so from here to here with three passengers. If you look at the number of passengers between the kilometers, so between 1 and 2 I'm having only one trip with two passengers, so I have to carry two passengers here. Between 2 and 3 again only one trip, two passengers. Between 3 and 4 I'm having two trips, so 2 plus 3 it is 5 passengers. Between 4 and 5 also 5 passengers. 5 and 6 only one trip, 3 passengers. Between 6 and 7 3 passengers. And my vehicle has maximum capacity of only 4 passengers. So let us look at that. So between 1 and 2 it is fine because 2 is less than 4. Between 2 and 3 also it is fine. But between 3 and 4 I have to carry 5 passengers. But my maximum capacity is only 4. So this is not possible. Between 3 and 4 kilometers we can't complete these two trips at the same time. So return false. In the second example also I have two trips between 1 and 5 two passengers, 1 and 5 two passengers. Between 3 and 7 three passengers. And if you look at the number of passengers between the kilometers, here it is 2, 2, 5, 5, 3, 3. But my maximum capacity is 5 here. And if you look at the number of passengers between any kilometers, it is not going beyond 5. So this is fine. So return true. And here I'm having two trips again between 1 and 5 two passengers. Between 5 and 7 three passengers. And my maximum capacity is 3. So that should also be fine because 2 here, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. I'm not tossing the number of passengers, the capacity. So it is also written true. And here I have 3 trips, 2 to 7 3 passengers, 2 to 7 3 passengers, 7 to 9 3 passengers, 3 to 9 8 passengers. So 3 to 9 8 passengers. So if you look at the number of passengers between the kilometers, here it is 3, here it is 11, here it is 11, 11, 11, here also it is 11, here also it is 11, and my maximum capacity is 11, which is all fine for all the trips. So it is also true. This problem can be solved using multiple approaches. First one is tree map and the second one is bucket sort. Why bucket sort? Because in the problem statement we are given a note that our kilometers range is fixed and our trips are in certain range only. Since my minimum starting location and maximum ending locations are fixed and are in certain range, bucket sort will definitely help to solve this problem. And the third approach is like heap or priority queue. In this video, I'll explain the examples by taking help of this min heap, since I felt it is very easy to understand this. Let us look at this example. I have 3 trips and my maximum capacity is 11. If you observe the problem description, there is no information about the trips, like in which order they're given. But we need to approach the problem in some systematic way, and since vehicle is traveling in the east direction, like in the ascending order of the kilometers location, let us sort the trips by their starting location first. So if we sort the trips by the starting location, we'll get 3, 2, 7, then 8, 3, 9, then 3, 7, 9. And I'll take a count variable to hold the number of passengers my vehicle is currently serving. Initially it will be 0, and I'll have a priority queue to hold all the trips which my vehicle is currently serving. So initially it will be empty, and my priority queue is a min heap that will be sorted by their ending locations. So if at all a trip is ended, I can just take a look at my priority queue and see whether that is ended. So if so, I can just remove it. Let's start with the first trip, 3, 2, 7. Since my priority queue is empty, I can just add it here, 3, 2, 7, and the number of passengers it is holding is like 3, so I can just add it to my counter, 3. And next I got 8, 3, 9. This is starting at 3, and my top of priority queue is having a trip with 3, 2, 7. This is ending at 7. So this starting location of this trip is less than the ending location of this trip, so it has to stay. This trip has to stay in my priority queue, and the current trip I can just add it to my priority queue, 8, 3, 9, and this is having 8 passengers, so I need to add that to my count. It is 11, and this count is less than or equal to my capacity, so that is fine. Next I got 3, 7, 9, and the starting location is 7, and if you look at our priority queue top, this is ending at 7. That means it has to be removed from my priority queue. So when we are starting this trip has to end, obviously. So if I remove this 3 to 7, this is having 3 passengers, so I need to remove that as well from here, like from my count. So it is having 8. So when we remove this will become my top, 8, 3, 9, and this is ending at 9, which is greater than 7. So this has to stay in my priority queue, and this item will be inserted then. So it is like 3, 7, 9, and this is having 3 passengers, so I need to add that to my count, 3. It is 11, and this is still less than or equal to my capacity, so this is also fine. And we are done with all the trips, so we can just return true. And if at all we have another trip, like that is starting at 8 and ending at 10, which is carrying maybe, let's say, 3 passengers. So when we come here, so this is starting at 8, and if you look at the top of my priority queue, so this is ending at 9, so I don't need to remove this, I just need to add this to my priority queue. So it'll go like 3, 8, 10, and it is having 3 passengers, so I need to add that to my count. It is plus 3, it is 14, and this is greater than my capacity, so I can't carry these trips. So these trips can't be completed at the same time, so I just need to return false. Let us take a look at second example, which is having 4 trips and my maximum capacity as 5. So if we sort these trips by the starting location, 3, 6, 2, 7, we'll get like 3, 2, 5, then 2, 3, 7, 3, 6, 8, 3, 7, 9, and I'll have a count variable to hold the number of passengers. Initially it will be empty, and I'll have a priority queue. So let's go trip by trip. So on the first trip, since my priority queue is empty, I can just add it, 3, 2, 5, and it is having 3 passengers. I'll add it here. So total is 3. 3 is less than my maximum capacity, so this is fine. Next I got 2, 3, 7. So this is starting at 3, and my top of priority queue is ending at 5. So this has to stay, and this will be inserted into this. So 2, 3, 7, and it is having 2 passengers. I'll add it here, so it will be 5. Next I got 3, 6, 8. It is starting at 6, and my top of priority queue is ending at 5 itself, so I can just remove it. So I'll remove it, and I'll reduce my count. It is 3, So it will become 2, and when this is removed, this will become my top of priority queue, 2, 3, 7, and this is ending at 7. This is starting at 6 itself. So this has to stay, and this will come like 3, 6, 8. Since it is having 3 passengers, I'll just add it here. It is 5. And when we go to the next one, 3, 7, 9, it is starting at 7, and this is ending at 7. Like my top of priority queue is ending at 7, so I can just remove it because it is already ended. So this is removed, and this count will be reduced by 2, so it is 3. So when this is removed, this will become my top of queue, 3, 6, 8, and this is ending at 8, which is greater than the starting location of current trip. So this will stay, and this will come in. So 3, 7, 9, and my count will increase by 3. It is 6, and 6 is greater than my capacity, so this is not possible. We can't carry these 2 trips at the same time, so I can just return false. And there is another case where my trip number of passengers will be greater than the max capacity. Like if I have a trip like maybe 5 starting at 2 ending at 7, but my max capacity is 4 only. Here it has to carry 5 passengers, but my capacity is 4 only. So here I can just directly return false. I don't need to check my count or priority queue or anything else. I can just return false. Let us look at the time complexity for this approach. Let us assume we have a total of n trips, and initially I'm sorting all these trips by the starting location. So sorting will take n log n time. And on this priority queue, I'm doing operations like insertion, deletion. So each insertion or deletion will take log n time. And in worst case, I may have to insert each element into this priority queue. So a total of n log n time will be taken. And while inserting this into this priority queue or while sorting, I have to traverse this entire trips array. So they'll take at least n time. So a total time complexity of n log n will be taken. And space complexity wise, I'm having a priority queue, and in worst case I may have to insert each and every trip into this, so that'll take like of n space. Let us try to write the program for the priority queue approach which we discussed. So for that, first we need to sort our trips by the starting location. So rs.sort trips t1 comma t2. So the starting location is stored at first index t1 of 1 minus t2 of 1. Then we need to take a priority queue whose elements are of type integer array. It's going to be minimum priority queue. Since my priority queue has to be sorted by the ending locations, so let me pass a custom comparator to this also, t1, t2, and ending locations are stored at second index. So t1 of 2 minus t2 of 2, and I'll have a variable to hold the number of passengers my vehicle is currently carrying. So initially it will be 0. Now let me go over each and every trip. For int I equal 0, I less than trips length I plus plus. So let me keep the trip into a separate variable, current trip, trips of I. Then I have to see like if my minimum priority queue is not empty and my top of priority queue, like ending location of my top of priority queue, is less than or equal to my current trip starting location. If so, I can just pull it out, like remove it. So while minimum priority queue is not empty and my minimum priority queue top, which can be get by peak, its ending location is less than or equal to my current trip's starting location. If so, just remove it. So minimum priority queue dot poll. And when we are removing, we need to reduce the count variable also. So let me just do that. Count equal to count minus, that will be like 0. So we have removed all the end trips. Now let us look at the current trip. So the straightforward case which we discussed is if my current trips passengers is more than the capacity, I can return false. So if trip of 0 is greater than the capacity, I can return false. Or my current passengers, like current trips passengers together with the existing count, if that is crossing my capacity, in that case also I can return false. Or of 0 plus count is going beyond capacity. In that case also I can return false. Otherwise everything is fine. I can just add this trip to my priority queue. So in PQ, add trip, and I have to increment my count also. So count equal count plus this trips passengers 0. And if all goes fine, I can just return true at the end. Let me run the code. Yeah, this is giving the correct result. Thank you for watching this video. If this was helpful to you, please do like it. If you like to watch more such videos, subscribe to my channel Layman Coding. If you have any comments, please write them below. Thank you.